Good day, everybody. I hope that you're well and also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today, we'll be doing our grade 3 English lesson on possessive nouns. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once we've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of language arts, grade 3. And then we're going to scroll down up until we get to the chapter of possessive nouns. All right. So our chapter is possessive nouns. Our subject is English language arts. Grade 3. And the lessons that we are going to be focusing on under the chapter of possessive nouns is to identify plurals, singular possessives, and plural possessives, and to form the singular and plural possessives. All right. So we say that we are doing possessive nouns, and possessive nouns, right? It shows either who or what owns something, or it shows who has something. So a possessive noun, it shows us either who owns something, or what owns something, or it shows who has something or what has something, right? So when it comes to possessive nouns, we have singular possessives and we have plural possessives. But with us having singular and plural possessives, we also need to keep in mind that we also have plural nouns, right? And there's a difference between plural nouns and plural possessive nouns, right? So if we make mention of plural nouns, then it will be, for example, where we say car, one car, right? And if we talk about more than one car and then cars, one doll, more than one doll is dolls. One book, more than one book is books or are books. Those are um, that is plural nouns, right? That is just plural nouns. And plural nouns, it means that there is just two or more of those items, two or more people, two or more places, two or more things, right? Or even two or more animals. Like, for example, dogs, right? One dog, a lot of dogs. All right, so now when we have singular possessives, right? So now we're going to a singular possessive and a plural possessive. And when we have singular possessive, right? So when a noun is singular, then we add an apostrophe as well as an S. And an apostrophe and S is that little thingy over there and an S. And that is to form a singular possessive noun. And if we look at examples, right, of these singular possessive nouns, let's say, for example, we make mention of one person, right? Then we, for example, say Matt. So if something belongs to Matt, and then we are going to say it is Matt's gloves, right? And if we, for example, let's say if we want to talk up the bird or the wings of the bird, one specific bird, right? Or only one bird, and then we're going to say the bird's wings. So see, we say the bird's apostrophe is wings, right? If we were to make mention of more than one bird, which is only plural, then with birds, right? You see no apostrophe. But since we are making mention of one bird, but we're talking about something that either belongs to the bird owns, or the bird has, so we are saying birds, and that is with an apostrophe and an S. All right. And then we also have nouns that are plural, right? And nouns that are plural, right? And it ends, it is. So let's say, for example, we have a noun and it ends in S, right? And then all we do is in order for us to show position, then it means that we are just going to add an apostrophe, only that apostrophe, not the S, only the apostrophe to form the plural possessive noun. So which means that that apostrophe we are going to add, let's say, at the end of the word, right? So let's say we're talking about the boys, right? It's more than one boy. So if we're talking about more than one boy, right? But we want to talk about more something that belongs to more than one boy, right? And then we can say it is the boys' camp. For example, we have boy, which refers to more than one boy, but if you want to show that something belongs to the boys or they own something, and then we're going to put the apostrophe at the end of that word. Now it becomes boys' camp, boys' toys, boys' books, right? If we want to talk about the schools, right? Let's talk about lots of different schools that will be competing against each other, right? And we want to talk about the teams of all of these schools. And then we say the schools as teams. So schools, right, makes mention of more than one school. So schools, so now if you want to say the schools is field, the schools is hall, the schools is team, and then we only add our apostrophe at the end. So even if we want to make, let's say for example, we're talking about the girls' hair, right? The girls' hair are plaited, right? We're talking about, let's say, maybe the three girls and their hairs that are plaited. And then we can say the girls' hair, right? Because now we're making mention of more than one girl. So we say the girls' hair. It's more than one girl that we are talking about. All right, so that is the plural possessive nouns. So even though that is our plural possessive, but we need to keep in mind that is the plural possessive that ends with an S. So if our word ends with an S, right, because we're making mention of more than one person, thing, or animal, right, and then we only put the apostrophe here at the end of that word. But now, if we are still making mention of let's say of more than one people, more than one person, sorry, animal, place, or thing, right? So when that noun is plural, it refers to more than one, right? Two or more people, two or more places, two or more animals, or two or more things, but it does not end in an S. So if something shows more than, but it doesn't end with an S, then we need to add an apostrophe as well as an S to the plural possessive noun. You see, boys, right, makes mention of more than one boy, right? So we say boys' toy, boys', for example, camp, schools, teams, right? So we added our apostrophe at the end of that word, and that shows the possessive noun, right? Basically, for let's say for a plural noun, something that refers to either a noun, which is a person, place, or animal or thing, that is more than. But now, if we also start making, let's say, mention of some then, but it doesn't end with an S, like for example, children, right? Children is, it depends, not even depends, but children refers to two or more. So it's one child, it's one child, but two or more children, right? So if we were going to say it's the children's toys, the children's books, the children's something, and it means that we are going to add an apostrophe as well as an S to show that it belongs to the children, right? Animal and animals, that is basically just a plural noun. Yes, so it's like one animal, more than one animals. So that is basically just a plural noun. So well done. All right. So we need to keep in mind that a possessive noun, it shows who or what owns something, or it shows who or what has something, right? And we said that we made mention of a singular um, possessive noun, and we said a singular possessive noun, it refers to, let's say, for example, if we're talking about one person or thing that is doing something, or an animal doing something, or animal that has something or owns something, right? And then we have to put an apostrophe as well as an s, like we did over there. And then if we have a plural possessive noun, if we have a plural possessive noun where we are making mention of more than one person, animal, place, or thing that is, for example, that either owns something or has something, and then it means that that base and it ends in an s, then we only add the apostrophe at the end of that word, right? And that will basically show the plural possessive noun where either someone or something owns something or they have something. All right. All right, so now we're going to go to a+students.ca, where we are going to find out more about possessive nouns, right? And we're going to identify plural nouns, singular possessive nouns, as well as plural possessive nouns, right? All right. All right, so once again, we said that we said that a possessive noun, it shows either who or what owns something, or it shows who or what has something. And when a noun is singular, we add an apostrophe as well as an s to form a singular possessive noun. And there we have an example of Matt's glove. It means that, or it shows that the glove belongs to Matt. So it's Matt's glove. The bird's wings. So we are making mention of the wings of the birds. So the bird's wings. That is one animal or one person that we are making mention of, right? And then once again, we have our plural possessive noun. And we said that if, for example, we are making mention of something that is more than one, let's say two or more people, two or more places, two or more animals, two or more things, right? But it ends with an S, like for example, boys, something that belongs to the boys. So boys. Or we talk about schools, right? And then we can, for example, say the boys' camp, the schools' teams, for example, right? And then it means that we only add an apostrophe at the end of our word. Only an apostrophe at the end of that word. But as soon as we're making also more than one, which is two or more people, places, animals, or things, but it doesn't end with an is, right? Like, for example, children, mice, or so on, right? Then we still add an apostrophe and an is to show that it belongs to that thing or it belongs to that person. For example, the children's, and we added an apostrophe and an is. Mice's tails, right? All right. So now we're going to look at an activity and then we're going on to our test. All right. If we look at this word that is underlined, right? It says Mrs. Lawson has a necklace made of diamonds. We need to say if the word diamonds, right, that is underlined, if that word is a plural noun, okay, then okay, it's already given to us, right? So if you look at the word diamond, right, diamonds, then it means that we are making mention of more than diamonds. Just one diamond, it is more than one diamond, which means that it is a plural noun, not a plural possessive noun, a plural noun. And then if you look at the next one, it says Malia and Russell brought the canoes down to the river, right? Which means that that word canoes, right? It makes mention of more than one canoe. So we say canoes. So it means that it is also a plural noun. As soon as you see that there's an apostrophe with the word, right? Then it means it is a possessive noun, whether it's a singular possessive or plural possessive. But as long as there's no possessive noun, or let's say no apostrophe, sorry. As long as there's no apostrophe, then it means that it is not a possessive noun at all. The same with this word. My mom gives me lots of hugs before bed. So hugs, right? It means that it is a plural noun because we have one hug, or we can say two or more hugs. And that is what she says that my mom gives me lots of hugs. It is more than one hug, right? All right, now let's go to our test. And we are now going to say, we're going to identify if it is a plural noun, a singular possessive noun, or if it's a plural possessive noun. The stars, look at the word that's underlined. The stars were bright in the night sky. The stars were bright in the night sky. If we look at that word, right, stars, is that a plural noun, option one, or is it a singular possessive noun, option two? All right, so if we were to say if that is either just a plural noun, which refers to just more than one star, or if it's a possessive noun, and then we're going to say this is a plural noun, right? Because it's not just one star, but it is more than one star. All right, if we look at the next one, it says Malia and Russell brought their canoes down to the river. So Malia and Russell brought their canoes down to the river. So the word canoes, is that referring, is that basically a plural noun which refers to more than one canoes? Or is it a singular possessive noun which shows that it belongs to someone or something? So the word canoes, is that a plural noun or is that a singular possessive noun? All right, let me just see something. Oh, guys, I can't even, I'm seeing your messages now, but I can't see it. Let me just go out. Can't see your messages from my side. Oh, you guys have been giving answers. I didn't even see that. Okay, so yes, option one is correct. I had to refresh my YouTube again on my phone because it wasn't showing your chats. So that is correct. That basically shows a plural because it refers to more than one canoes, right? Or canoe. So well done. If we look at the next one, right, it says the crowd's cheers filled the room. So the crowd's cheers filled the room. Look at the word crowds, as it has an apostrophe, right? Is that a plural noun or is that a singular possessive noun? Is that a plural noun or a singular possessive noun? Look at the word crowds. Remember, we said that as soon as we have an apostrophe, right? If we have an apostrophe by that word, then it shows possession. Then it's either a singular possession or it is a plural possessive, right? If there's no apostrophe, right? If we had to say, like, for example, cheers or rooms, then rooms will be plural, a plural noun. But if we're talking about crowds with an apostrophe and an S, then it's either a singular possessive noun or it can be a plural possessive noun. Yes, so which means that this is option two because it's a singular possessive noun, right? So well done. Let's look at the next one. It says Mrs. Lawson has a necklace made of diamonds. See, it ends with an S, diamonds, no apostrophe. So is this a plural noun, which refers to more than one diamonds? Or is it a singular possessive noun? All right, so if we were to say what the underlined word is, then we would say it is a plural noun. All right, so well done. Now let's go on to the next. It says all the garages. So we're talking about the doors of the garages. So all the garages doors need to be painted. There we have an apostrophe. Is that a plural possessive noun or a plural noun? So garages doors. Is that a plural possessive noun or a plural noun? All right, then if we were to choose the correct one, we would say this is a plural possessive noun. So well done. Option one is correct. All right. It says there are extra blankets in the cabin. There are extra blankets in the cabin. So the word blankets, is that a plural noun or a singular possessive noun? Blankets. All right, so we would say that blankets, it's a plural noun. It refers to more than one blanket. Not one blanket, but more than one blanket. It's two or more blankets. So well done. All right, so now we're going on to the next one, which is to form the singular or plural possessives, right? And remember we said we have singular possessive and plural possessive. Singular possessives refers to, for example, something, firstly, a possessive noun. It shows either who or what owns something or who or what has something, right? And we said we have a singular noun, and in order to make a singular possessive noun, then it means that we add an apostrophe or an S. So it's the same as saying if something belongs to Xavier, right? Xavier is one person. So let's say the ball belongs to Xavier. Then we are going to say, if we say the ball belongs to Xavier, and then we're going to say it is Xavier's ball. So we add an apostrophe as well as an S to show that it is Xavier's ball, right? If something belongs to Gabby, right? If it's Gabby's book, and then we're going to say it is Gabby's, we're going to add an apostrophe as well as an S. Gabby's book, or Gabby's bag, or Gabby's dress, right? So we just add an apostrophe as well as an S to show the singular possessive nouns. If we are making mention of a plural possessive noun, let's say for example we say the girls. Let's say the girls' toys. So that if the toys belongs to all of the girls, right? Then we're going to say the girls. So that's girls referring to more than one girl. Then we only add the apostrophe at the end. Their toys, right? If let's say the things belongs to the boys, right? And then we're going to say the boys. We add only an apostrophe. Things, right? So this is our plural possessive noun, and this is a singular possessive noun. All right, so now we're going on to our test, where we are either going to form a singular possessive or form a plural possessive, right? So which means that we are going to choose the correct word, right? That is supposed to fit within that sentence, right? It's to form a possessive noun. So it says type the possessive noun or the possessive form of the given noun. So do we say a hero journey or a hero's journey? A hero journey or a hero's journey? All right, and if we were to say choose the correct one, option one or option two, do we say a hero journey or a hero's journey? And we will then choose option two and say a hero's journey, right? Meaning that the hero is having a journey or taking a journey. So we are talking about his specific or her specific journey. All right. Do we say my cousin belt or option two, my cousin's belt? So which one is correct? My cousin belt or do we say my cousin's belt? So my cousin belt or my cousin's belt? All right, then if we choose the correct one, we will say my cousin's belt, which means that this belt belongs to my cousin. So well done. All right, do we say it is the chief canoe or the chief's canoe? The chief canoe or the chief's canoe? Which one is correct? The chief canoe or the chief's canoe? Something that belongs to the chief. Yes, so if we were to choose the correct option, we will say it's option two because it is something that belongs to the chief. So we said it's the chief's canoe. All right, the next one says, so well done. The next one says, do we say the coach camera or the coach's camera? Something that belongs to the coach. Do we say it's the coach camera or the coach's camera? So the coach camera or the coach's camera. And if we were to choose the correct one, then yes, we would say it is the coach's camera, which is option two. All right, let's do the last one. Do we say her husband craft or her husband's craft? Her husband craft or her husband's craft? So her husband craft, or do we say her husband's craft? We need to choose the correct option. And if we were to choose the correct one, we will say it is option two, which is her husband's craft, right? All right, so husband's craft is correct. All right, so that is now the end of our lesson on possessive nouns. We said we have plural nouns, and plural nouns refers to anything that is two or more things, two or more people, places, animals, or things. Then we have a singular possessive noun and a plural possessive noun. And when it comes to possessive nouns, we need to either add an apostrophe or an apostrophe and is to show either who owns something or who has something. All right, so this is the end of the lesson. Thank you very much, grade threes. Till next time, have a good day or good evening further. Goodbye.